It was the end of another busy day. The engines were thankful for this. It was another busy, hard work day on Sodor, but they were glad the day was near over. Everyone was happy, but except for one engine. That was James. He wasn't happy because he wasn't even feeling well. "What's the matter with you, James?" said Thomas. "My boiler's sick," puffed James. "Maybe it's sick of you," teased Thomas. "That's not funny," said James cross. Hissed James. "You just don't care," and he puffed way back to Crow's gate. Henry saw this, but he was very worried. The next morning, the fire controller called James to tip the sheds again, and Thomas and Percy were there as well.
"Listen here, you three," said the fire controller. "Oh, the coaling plant is very busy today, so I need you three to collect coal trucks from there."
Yes, sir," said Thomas and Percy. James was still feeling a bit sick, but he knew that he has to get the job done. "Yes, sir," he said.
"That's a good engine. Off you go then."
And with that, Thomas puffed away first, and followed by Percy. And James followed in last. On the way to the cloning plant, Henry was out on the main line, doing his work, when James passed by. "Hello, James," said Henry. "Hello," said James sadly, as James passed by. Henry was worried for his friend until he saw what he saw. Till Henry saw water leaking on the track. He was even more worried for one of his best friends. On the way to the cloning plant still, James was getting slower and slower when Thomas and Percy raced by. "Hurry up, slow coach," said Percy. And then Thomas passed James. "I told you that you were sick in your boiler last night," said Thomas cheekily. This made James' feelings hurt. Soon Thomas and Percy arrived at the cloning plant. It was very busy today. But at least they were called to help. As Thomas and Percy were backing down, they saw a big line of coal trucks. Just then, two engines thought of an idea. "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" said Thomas. "Definitely," said Percy. Just then, the coaling plant manager arrived. Thomas and Percy decided to tell them the trick. "Please, sir," said Thomas and Percy. "See, James said he would love to take this lot of coal today. He wants to be a really useful engine." Meanwhile, Henry was at Bread Docks. He saw the fat controller there, and he decided to tell about James. "I'm worried about him, sir," said Henry.
"Perhaps his tubes are blocked," said the fat controller. "You better check," said the fat controller.
"Yes, sir," said Henry. Henry puffed away to find James, still worrying about James though. Soon James arrived at the yard. However, when he got there, he saw the big coal train. "What the? How many trucks are there? I'm not well to do this," he asked. Never puffed up besides still shunting. James asked him. "Sorry, James," said Neville. "But the manager told me you have to take that." "But I'm not well today," said James. "Sure, there's gotta be other trains it must be a mistake. Sorry, said Neville. Neville, that's your first train for today, said Neville. This way, James, said Neville. The trucks are down here. I hope it's not too many, said James, as they went down. And Jane got a big surprise. 7 trucks, said James. No, said James, they got me a mistake. It can't be 7. Sorry, said Neville. That's what that was really so early. The manager told me to tell you when you arrive. But sorry, said Neville. But if you don't take it, then you're going to get in trouble with the Fat Controller. Sorry. James was a bit sad, but he knew the train must be delivered on time. Well, even though I'm not feeling well, I guess I could try. Soon everything was getting ready. James buffered down the train slowly. Wish me luck, Neville. Good luck with it, James. It seems to be a big heavy train. And James puffed away with the train. James struggled and struggled. He puffed and used all his steam and coal. He puffed and puffed. Come on, said James. He used all the strength, water and coal he had in him. He pulled the heavy train until he came to a halt. I can't keep going, said James. The pain, his illness was getting worse and worse. We can't go on, said the driver. But looks like we're stranded, said the fireman. There's no near signal box nearby. Looks like we had to wait here, James, old fellow. James was sad. The Fat Controller is going to be very cross with me, said James sadly. Soon, Henry found James after he was searching for James on the island almost for the whole day. He saw James looking sad. Are you alright, James? Asked Henry. No, said James. I'm stuck. James explained everything. Oh dear, said Henry. I thought there was something wrong with you since last night and today. Henry told his side of the story. That was so kind of you, Henry. I am so lucky to have you as one of my most closest best friends. Henry was happy. We engines must stick together, said Henry. Even we're not in the sheds anymore, said James. Of course. Good thing we're still part of the steam team. Yes, said James. But I'm just worried what the Fat Controller will say. He's probably going to get so mad if this coal train's not delivered. But never mind about that. What's important is you. At least this time doesn't have nothing to do with going in the dark paint, said Henry cheekily. Oh yes, the time where we scared Rosie. Good joke, Henry. Now, said Henry, to get you to the Fat Controller, I shall couple up to you and tow you to the docks. They're waiting for you. But what about the trucks? said James. Don't worry, the Fat Controller will get another engine to do that maybe. But I shall tow you to the docks. Very well then, said James. Soon the arrangements were made. Henry quickly switched tracks, and he slowly and gently buffed up to James. And James was uncoupled from the trucks. He had a few steam left in him, and to move away from the trucks. Does this remember the time when you were feeling ill and I had to take you on your train? Remember that time? Oh yes, said Jane, when I was feeling ill. It kind of reminds me of it. Yes, kind of like all happened over again. Thank you, Henry, said James happily. It's not a problem, said Henry. And with that, the 2 engines puffed away. Wait, as Henry used all of his strength to poor James. It was a good thing Henry is one of the strongest engines on the island of Soto, and he was strong enough to pull James to the docks. It's a good thing you're one of the factory's strongest engines, on Soto. I may have lost in the Great Railway Show, said Henry, but I'm still strong enough to pull one of my best friends. James was happy. I'd be beyond to be pulled by one of my best friends again. The two engines smiled. Henry was able to make James better as the two engines chat all the way to the docks. Soon, the two engines arrived at the docks. The Fat Controller was there, and Thomas and Percy were also there.
Well done, Henry, said the Fat Controller.
Thanks, sir, said Henry. Then the Fat Controller turned to James. Sir, said James, before you get out to me, I am sorry for what happened. I should have told you this morning.
The Fat Controller chuckled. James, there is nothing to be worried about. I am proud of you.
Wait, really, sir?
Yes, the Fat Controller. You may be sick, but I'm very proud of you for doing your best to try and take that long train. For that, when you get to the work, you have a long rest, and Victor will be able to find out what's wrong with you. Hopefully nothing got to do with what happened last time.
Thank you, sir, said James happily. Then Thomas and Percy spoke up. Actually, sir, it got something to do with us. Thomas and Percy told the Fat Controller what they have done. James and Henry were surprised.
That was very silly of you two, said the Fat Controller. I am disappointed in you two. I'm having a word with you two later on about this at Tommy's sheds. Go to your sheds immediately now. I will come to you soon.
And with that, the two tank engines puffed away in disgrace. Henry and James were glad that Thomas and Percy had learned their lesson. Soon, James arrived back at work. He was taking a goods train. He stopped at Knapford. Henry was there pulling an express train. Oh, welcome back, James, said Henry happily. Thanks, said James happily. How are you feeling? Much better, said James. Good thing the steamworks were able to pick you up. Yes, said James. But they didn't even look at my funnel, my wheels, not even my tender, though. All in good time, James, but you can still say if you're ill sometimes. Sick and all that stuff. James smiled at Henry. Thanks, Henry. James was lucky to have a good friend in Henry, and the boat engines are happy to have a good friend in each other of them. And Henry and James were glad that they were working together on the Fat Controller's railway.